Reading. Reading to quench one's thirst for knowledge is not everyone's cup of tea. Many of those who have superpowers tend to excel in physical activities, yet turn a blind eye when it comes to powering up their mind.
Why won't this thing open?
That is where Batman stands high above all others.
I recommend spending more time on the streets instead of flying over them.
He started his college life as a medical undergraduate until he drops out, then goes on to study various fields of knowledge, traveling from continent to continent. This video brings you the best strategies Batman has devised and how powerless others felt in front of them. 1. Protocol Icarus. In Injustice, Gods Among Us #1, Superman, Batman, and the Justice League were torn apart. Then Batman learns that Justice League is developing green pills using Kryptonian science to enhance the strength and durability of non-superpowered troops in the regime. To sabotage the plans, he kidnaps Hawkgirl and plants Martian Manhunter as his spy. Long story short, Superman threatens to reveal Batman's secret identity to the world. You know you've done something crazy when your colleagues threaten to break the superhero code. In fact, something like this has never occurred, even when Bruce stole Lois Lane from Clark. But Clark is a ruthless dictator now. So Batman played his triumph too. Initiate Protocol Icarus. Simultaneous hacking takes place in televisions, computers, phones, and basically everything with a screen display in the world that were streaming Superman's broadcast, and is now showing only one name: Protocol Icarus. But that's not all. There is another side to the protocol, a dark side. This disables all electronics in the Watchtower and shuts down all electrical and mechanical devices in it, giving control of the ship to the Batcave. The scary part of this is, there is no longer oxygen pumping taking place inside the Watchtower, nor any place for life support processes to initiate. All the people in the Watchtower, starting from Superman to Wonder Woman, Lantern, Cyborg till Raven, regardless of their superpowers or magical powers, are now at the mercy of Batman. 2. Sowing discord. One of the most ancient techniques utilized in war times, sowing discord enables one to become a benefactor from a conflict among others. While it's considered an underhand method, sowing discord is not an easy task at all. Only the ones who are both intelligent and creative are able to sow discord without any loose ends. Because if any part of that plan goes south, you become the common target of all your enemies. Batman, who is the world's greatest detective, please, I'm not the one who said that.
And they call me a split personality. Mr. Wayne, you really are the world's greatest detective.
And Justice League's master planner knows more than any other to keep the wheels turning in secrecy. In the 9th episode of Justice League, Injustice for All, Lex Luthor summons a team of supervillains to destroy the Justice League. After being subdued in combat with the Joker, Batman finds himself alive but restrained by the gang. Finding the factor, what binds these villains together, which is money. Batman does his mind tricks. He turns Grundy and Humanite against each other just by asking about their respective shares of a paycheck from Luthor.
Grundy, what's Luthor paying you for this?
Money. Lots of it.
As much as he's getting?
I don't know.
Look at all you've had to put up with. You should be getting more.
More than me? Preposterous.
Is it?
What's the zombie?
Take that.
In the comic Injustice: Gods Among Us, Year 4, Superman and the half of the Justice League, now called Regime, basically declared ultimate authority over planet Earth. The other half of the Justice League, the Sanity half, stood together with Batman, who was having a different philosophy from his former colleagues. Without any superpowers, but one, the power to never give up. Team, now called Insurgency, fought again and again against every plan that Regime came up with to topple down the last resistance against their tyranny. What is happening on Earth now has even stricken fear and uneasiness into the hearts of gods. That's why, as an immediate measure, war god Ares invited Batman for a proposition. The gods will supply him with power of 100,000 men. In return, Batman must render a plan to keep the regime specifically Wonder Woman, at bay. So he does, but he wasn't the one who made King and Queen of Regime fight each other. He just dug the road to it, and at the most crucial point, made the domino fall. The deathmatch of Superman vs. Wonder Woman was the ultimate showdown. 3. Wall of Thoughts. One of the 5 main classes of power, powers of mind, is the hardest to confront for those who do not possess any powers of the same class. Because to activate any other power, you must have a stable mind first. Bruce has spent years learning and training under Tibetan monks in the Himalayas on the subject of mind and gaining control of one's own mind. This rigorous training gave Batman the chance to even the playing field against superpowered beings, and made it possible for him to go up against beings with powers of mind. Walls of Thought was born as a countermeasure against mind readers. Batman created this method, which will cover his real thoughts from a static wall of thoughts that will be the visible layer for mind readers. This will not only prevent Batman's real thoughts from leaking out, but also deceive the mind reader with anything Batman wants. Bruce utilized this method twice in the Batman series, once when he confronted Martian Manhunter, who's a shapeshifter and a mind reader,
Bruce.
and again when the Justice League was going up against the Joining, a race of extraterrestrial invaders. At both occasions, he was victorious.
Read my mind now.
What?
You heard me.
You're thinking of a dog you owned as a boy.
Location of the Batcave.
I distinctly saw
A mental image I conjured up to block my real thoughts. Trick I picked up from some Tibetan monks.
4. Win them over. If you give it some real thought, conflict is not the only way to take down your enemy. There are many more ways. Dr. Barbara Minerva, a British archaeologist who was empowered by the plant god Urskartaga, made her turn into Cheetah, who is taunted as the nemesis of Wonder Woman. When Cheetah joined Luthor's Injustice League, she was tasked to oversee the imprisoned Batman, as the previous delegates to the task, Grundy and Humanite, had failed in the process. So how would Batman subdue Cheetah? Or seduce, perhaps? After all, she is woman too. And one of the prominent ways to a woman's heart is by listening. That is what Batman did.
How do you know so much about me?
Let's just say cats aren't the only ones who are curious.
Too much curiosity can be dangerous.
Maybe I like danger.
Do you?
Try me.
She was a freak to the others, but not in Batman's eyes. When Grundy restrained Joker from hurting Batman, he too got to hear some kind and benevolent words from Batman, which he never heard from any other.
Thanks. If you hadn't come along when you did. Could I have some water?
Hey!
Thanks.
Jean, can you hear me?
5. Buy them over. The twin strategy of win them over is not a mere technique that can be pulled by anyone. For this to work, you must have a superpower. The most desired superpower in worldly life: money. This is why Batman, the billionaire party boy, has become one of the very few people who could pull this stunt. Do you remember what happened with the bomb placed in Watchtower? It blew up, but in outer space, not inside the Watchtower. This means that somebody must have tipped off the Justice League from the inside.
I beg your pardon? Where? It wasn't Batman. It was someone saying there's a bomb up here.
The culprit wasn't revealed until the end of the episode, when Ultra Humanite speaks about his deal with Batman.
You'll keep our bargain?
Yes. Double what Luthor was paying.
What was that all about?
This time, it is for a good purpose, to lend a hand, for a friend in need. At the end of the Justice League movie 2017, Clark returns to his home state of Kansas. However, the house has been auctioned off by the bank. Clark and his mother lost their decades-old house, which held all their family memories. But despair wasn't able to haunt Clark and Martha for long, as Bruce decided to take the reins into his hands.
How did you get the house back from the bank?
I bought the bank.
The whole bank.
It's like a reflex with me.
6. Achilles Heel. One can be as powerful as Zeus, wise as Solomon, strong as Hercules, fast as Hermes, and has the stamina of Atlas, yet will always have an Achilles heel. That's the law of nature. That's the way of balance. Batman's special ability is deducing the Achilles heel of people he meets, friend or foe. From the very first day you meet him, Batman will start coming up with plans to take him down. Check this out.
Cell 86, Mad Hatter.
Last chance, Cyborg. Stop.
All right, Riddler, time to go.
Okay, enough! That's impossible. The data stamp on the virus. The You uploaded it the day we met. Boy, let's go.
While Bats have maintained separate files for each and every superhero and villain, you can have a glimpse of that knowledge in his work Anatomy of a Metahuman. Both in comics and in animation, Batman's strategies and plans have been put into motion either by himself or by a third party. In Justice League of America Tower of Babel, the Dark Knight created contingency plans for all members of the Justice League. Fire burns Manhunter, liquid nitrogen turns Plastic Man cold and crispy, Viper bullets give the Flash seizures, and Wonder Woman fights into exhaustion are few among many. Not only that, just like Batman can take each and every member of Justice League down using their Achilles heel, Batman knows how to bring them out of their misery as well. This is clearly shown in the Justice League Doom 2012 movie, when Batman's contingency plans were stolen by Vandal Savage and gang. He comes up with remedies to save the whole Justice League from their pitiful plight. His deep knowledge of Martian physiology and human chemistry made it possible to save Martian Manhunter from burning to death. Diana was freed from the everlasting loop with the solution of sonic rays, and finally, Hal faced his deepest fear because Bruce was there to aid him.
I was afraid that...
No, you weren't afraid. Not really. You were dosed with the synthesized version of the Scarecrow's fear gas. Because will is the source of your strength.
And fear is the enemy of will.
Batman may cross several boundaries and even make you question the integrity and honesty within him. But at the end, when all seems lost, in the darkest skies, look for the bat signal as the hope burns bright. If you like my videos and want to help me create more awesome videos, go to my Patreon page and pledge $5 for Top Flicks. This will help me to concentrate on more videos and scripts without worrying about the cost of video or running electricity. Also, if you liked the video, please do share and spread the knowledge. Let's meet again with another interesting video.